All right, we should be live. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, July 28th, 11:20 a.m. is the time. The temperature is about 28 degrees Celsius, and I'm here in Midtown Toronto. I wasn't planning on doing a driving live stream today, but as the way things turn out, I got to make my way to. Oh, it looks like the real-time kit. Moblin video. I wonder why that's not working. Moblin video. Moblin video. Technical snafu. Let's put the intro back on. I don't know why this isn't working. Streams. Bella box. Let's try that again. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Let's see if this works. All right, let's see if this works. Sorry, guys. I just had to like run quite a ways to get back to my streaming PC to test this. Hopefully this, I don't know why this isn't working. Moblin not working. That's really, really weird. Why isn't this working? The audio apparently source is not working. Preview scaling, lock preview. Yeah, so you guys can, I think you can hear me, but I don't think you. And I can't figure out why not. It was literally just working. Let me try something. This browser is inactive and should be removed. So there's something wrong with my Moblin intake, use hardware. I don't understand why this one is working and this one isn't. Doing what it's supposed to do? That's really weird. It's not actually showing. Okay, let's see if this actually did it. I had to reset everything and reset up all my streaming. I was out on the street quite a ways from my apartment when all of this went down, but hopefully you guys can see and hear everything okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the BRB screen back on. Then I'm going to sprint to the car. I might go to the bathroom first. And then we're finally going to get moving. Sorry about that, man. This has been a very, very long, annoying setup process, but thank you for bearing with me and gritting it out. Thank you to Lisa for the $5, but all right, now I can go away and come. Holy cow. Holy cow. We are finally working, I hope. Hey everyone, it is Monday, July 28th, 11:45 a.m. is the time. It's about 29 degrees Celsius. There I am. It took me quite a while. I don't have my sunglasses on me, but that's fine. We're just gonna drive without them. We gotta get moving. I'm running very late here. That snafu with getting my streaming stuff cost me quite a while. Let me get my GPS going. Huge thanks to Lisa for the super chat while I was having fun fiddling with this thing, trying to get it going. But yeah, I don't know where I put my sunglasses and all of that, but it's not very important. I have to go to Niagara Falls. This was not the stream I was hoping to make. I had another video I was going to post today, but I'm not going to get too much into it, but a family member is in the hospital and I'm going to go pay them a visit. So I grabbed this car. Here, let me just make sure the audio is working on the stream. I have to go to Niagara Falls. This was not the stream I was hoping to make. All right, the audio is working fine. Just the usual heads up, I can't check the chats so well. Jeanette, thank you for the gas money. $10, Jeanette. Thank you so much, Jeanette. I can't check the chats so much while I'm driving. So I apologize if I miss anything, but I definitely want to thank everyone who has tuned in. I want to thank the mods. They're going to be watching over everything during this stream. We're in Midtown. I'm also using a new noise canceller on the microphone, so hopefully things sound better. The air conditioning is blasting, but this noise cancellation should hopefully kill a lot of that air conditioning sound, so it should sound a little bit nicer than in prior streams. But man, I gotta get moving. I'm half an hour later than I should be. Hopefully the phone mount is nice and tight. Whoa, this garbage truck is turning here, or this dump truck. Let's try to squeak out of its way a little bit. Even though I'm turning left, we all gotta kind of work together sometimes. Yeah, so normally I borrow cars from Rome Auto, but I did not. This was very, very last minute. Jenny Krutzkamp, thank you, Jenny Krutzkamp. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Lisa. We all gotta kind of work together sometimes. Yeah, so normally I borrow cars from Rome Auto. They're in Etobicoke, but this was so last minute notice that I just booked this one with Enterprise. And holy cow, they are expensive. This was $127 for the day plus gas. I remember prior to the pandemic, it was often $39, $49 for the day. Of course, I declined insurance and all that stuff. I've got that through my credit card. I just used an Amex. But I used to get rental cars for $25 a day. When I worked in insurance, there was a discount code. And later, Enterprise started cracking down on that, and you would have to show your employee ID when you rented it, because a lot of, I guess, non-insurance people were trying to cash in on that code. Mojo, have some fun, dude. Thank you, Mojo. Thank you very much. I'll start creeping out here. Visibility is shit. I cannot see very well to my left. There we go. So we're going to head up to the 401, and then we're either going to take the 403 or the 427 to the QEW. I think the last time I streamed a drive, I took the QEW, so maybe we'll take the 403 on this one. Very well to my left. There we go. But again, this is not a trip I was planning on making, but it's something I want to do. Hopefully the camera is set up okay. I just kind of slapped everything on here. That was like a 30 minutes of tomfoolery just to get moving. So I am heading to, I think it's Niagara General Hospital. I'm not sure the name of it, but I know where it is. It's just off of Stanley. And what's kind of sad for me is this hospital was the last place I ever saw my father. I remember kind of doing something similar to this, although that was very clearly the end. This is just someone close to me who needs a procedure. But when my dad was basically on his way out, I kind of did something very similar to this. I told my boss, I think this is the last chance that I can go see him. And she said, "What the hell are you doing in the office?" So I just said, "Thank you." Out I went, grabbed a car, drove up to Niagara. And a day later, he was gone. Well, the good news is I don't have a boss to deal with that sort of thing anymore. Just ask myself. Hey, just as we slow down, Jenny K for parking fees. Thank you, Jenny K. Thank you very much. Good thing is, if memory serves me correct, I was parking for free when I visited my dad. There's a park with, I think, a baseball field. And I think there's free public parking for a few hours there. And it's literally right around the corner from the front entrance of the hospital, so I'll try my luck with that, but if that is full or not there, I'll just go pay in the parking lot. So thank you, Jenny. So we're going north up Avenue Road. Might seem a little silly to be going in the wrong direction, but this is what we're doing. Actually, you know what? Oh, I should have turned left on Lawrence and taken that to the Allen. Oh well. I don't think I'm thinking very straight right now. This is the usual way I take to the 401. Nobody likes parking fees? That is true. It's like saying, who's better than Bad Boy? Hey, there's a Harvey's on the right. You can get an Angus burger combo for $8.99 if you have the Harvey's app. So this area is kind of nice. It's called Upper Avenue. It's not really a destination neighborhood. It's not really going to pull people in from surrounding areas. Transit here is kind of crappy. It's just the Avenue Road bus. But there's a lot of shops, restaurants, and neat places to check out. It's been a while since I've streamed through here. I'll have to come back at some point this summer or fall. And if you're wondering what kind of vehicle this is, I don't know. It's a Kia. That's all I know. It's a Kia SUV. I picked it up around 9 a.m. Is it nearly as nice as the hybrid Toyota or plug-in hybrid Toyota Prius I had? No, but it's going to get the job done. Car is a car. I actually had Henry's stream from Vancouver up on the TV when I was getting ready to come out this morning. All right, 401 East. No, we want 401 West. And it looks like things are a little hokey on the 401. It's all good. I think it's going to take about an hour and a half or so from this point to get there. And we are on North America's busiest highway. It's also one of the widest. I don't like being behind this thing. Oh well, we'll move over. Yeah, hopefully the audio sounds better than the last few driving streams. This microphone I'm using, which will be showing off in a future video, has AI noise canceling, whatever the hell that is. Normally, I don't want that, because I like to pick up all the ambient sounds, but when you're blasting air conditioning in a car, it makes sense to try to cut that out. And if I don't blast the AC, the old iPhone's going to overheat. So we had a fun live stream last night over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. If you want to check out a different kind of live streaming, feel free to head over there and check out that channel. It's at Johnny Stumbles. There should be a link to that in the description. Hopefully I'll have a wave of new content for that channel, in addition to the daily stuff I put up on this one. And Jeanette, I hope your grandbaby's parents enjoyed Blackpink in New York City. All right, Express, right lane closed beyond Renforth. Doesn't say why, but I guess we don't need to know. Probably construction. Those lanes over on the right are the collectors. And we're in what they call the Express. So if you're hitting one of the next 3 off-ramps, normally you want to be in the collectors. Otherwise, you're just gambling which one is faster. They have these signs that say collectors moving slowly, but when they put that sign up, everyone moves into the Express, and then the Express moves slowly. So really, just pick one and stay there. It's kind of like when you see 3 really long lines and they're all about the same length. Whatever you do, you're going to pick the wrong one, so it doesn't really matter trying to beat it. But this is moving pretty well. Pearson Airport coming up on the right. Place I hope to be going to pretty soon. Apparently they're having some record-setting days in terms of the number of passengers being processed flying in and out. And that's with 21% less flights to the US. So Canadians haven't stopped traveling and getting on planes. They're just going to other places. I see something splashing. D Boutique, thank you so much for D Boutique. I know you've corrected me on how to pronounce that before. Thank you. Just as we hit a wall of brake lights. Yeah, I think we're going to take the 403. I've taken the QEW a lot lately. It's kind of negligible which one's faster anyways. Traffic is not moving very well the other direction. And we're rolling really slowly going westbound. All right, 427 south coming up in 1.5 kilometers, but we're going to be skipping out on that. I just realized I think we were in a super widescreen mode there. Let's see how that changes things. Express one right lane ahead, close. It's the vultures of the road, a tow truck. Classic towing and storage. We are about to enter Mississauga. On the right will be Pearson International Airport. We'll call that my happy place. I see a super chat. Thank you so much. I can't read it, but I'll read it after the live stream. Well, it looks like Mojo. Thank you. So we're going to be moving over to the right in a few minutes to get onto the 403. And the collectors on the other side is just crawling. All right, we're going to want to start moving over to the right very soon. Hopefully I can get past this wall of trucks. .401 London straight, QEW via the 403 to Hamilton. Stay right. Oh man, this car is filling the gap I just wanted to get into. Hey, that tow truck just threw its lights on. Oh, there's a fire truck up here. Everyone's rubbernecking. Two fire trucks, two police cruisers. Whoa, that car, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but that car is dunzo. That's going to be a total write-off. Something involving that truck, I bet. That thing was Smush City. Hopefully everyone was okay. I didn't see an ambulance, but normally it's a case of first responders showing up, and that would have been the firefighters in that case. They're usually faster than the paramedics. I think there's just more of them. That explains the slowdown. I guess that tow truck was Johnny on the spot. I'm surprised the tow truck wasn't the first one there. I remember once I broke down on the highway and I had roadside assistance and I had to tell like 10 different tow truck drivers to fuck off. They kept telling me they had to take my car. And I was like, no. My guy is on the way. And they're like, no, you legally have to move it now. I have to hook you up. So they are slimy bastards, in my experience. Just absolute vultures. Maybe it wasn't 10, but it was several that tried to like hook my stalled vehicle up. That was on the 401. I was going to York University. And yes, I was safely over on the shoulder when that happened. But now we're going to go right through the heart of Mississauga. We'll stay left here because there's a lot of traffic merging onto the 403 from the right. There's a high occupancy lane, which I don't qualify for on the left. Man, why did I leave my sunglasses in the apartment? I can see the CN Tower and skyline pretty clear over to the left. That's kind of neat. I'm just going to stay put in the left lane until all these cars merge over. Just get around these guys and we'll look at moving over. And all those skyscrapers you see straight ahead form a pretty impressive suburban skyline. It's got to be one of the most impressive in North America by far. Mississauga City Center. This is the city where I grew up. Well, most of my childhood. Hurricane Hazel McCallion was the mayor for my entire time here. Just to the left is where Square One Mall is. And there's a ton of new condos going up. There's a lot of cranes. I wish I could point the camera sideways. Where the Coliseum is. The old Sega Palladium. whatever it is now. It's 12:22. You should be there in about an hour, I would think. Again, if you're just tuning in, I am going to visit a family member. Not at the place you typically want to be visiting your family member, at the hospital in Niagara Falls. So I just put my content plans on hold, grabbed a car, and off we go. I'm thinking I might live stream tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be on foot or on bike. It's been a while since I've done an e-bike live stream. But it just made sense to turn the camera on and stream this one. That way I get something out of today content-wise. Alright, this is Erin Mills Parkway. This would be a neat spot to get off and do a mall walk video. Erin Mills Town Center is right here. Maybe that's an idea for my way home. Should take advantage of the car and hit somewhere. I don't know when I'm coming home, but that's an idea at least. If traffic were really bad, the 407 would be an option. I think we could pop out somewhere around Burlington. Don't want to accidentally end up on that though. You'll get a pretty hefty bill. That's the entrance to it just on the left. We can thank Mike Harris for that boondoggle. It's the eastbound 407 on the right. guy coming over? No. All right, now we're going south. In a few minutes, we'll be going west. Welcome to Oakville, population 214,000. Oakville is the most western Toronto suburb. Burlington technically is a suburb of Hamilton. That's the city just to the west of Oakville. We'll be passing through Burlington pretty soon. I lived just northwest of here, right after university. I got a job in Etobicoke, and my girlfriend at the time bought a house that was a brand new build by Mattamy in Milton, and she asked if I wanted in on it. And I said, sure. And I moved to Milton of all places. And it was not for me. I lasted about a year. And that's when I moved to the St. Lawrence neighborhood in downtown. I did not like my super suburban existence. Hey, I think it's the number 9 drive-in is just over on the right. But they say you can't knock something till you try it. I grew up in the suburbs, didn't like it. Lived there as an adult in a brand new detached house for a while, didn't like it. Now I live in a shoebox in Midtown, and I quite like it. And here we are merging onto the QEW. Well, this stretch is technically the QEW/403. And this is almost always a parking lot right in this stretch. Where the hell are all these people going? It's 12:30 p.m. I thought everyone worked from home these days. Welcome to the crawl. Things should pick up eventually, but for now we're just going to be slowly rolling through. That's the Ford plant on the left. They're building a massive expansion to the plant. That used to be where they built the Ford Windstar. I don't know what they make there now. I think they make Lincolns, like the Lincoln SUV. There's no getting around Toronto traffic. You could feel my soul getting sucked right out of me when we hit this traffic. I could have taken the GO, but I would have been stuck getting off at Burlington, waiting for a bus. What is that guy in front of me doing? There we go. Oakville Executive Golf Club, that's still there. I think that's the only golf course where I've ever shot an eagle on a hole. It was a par 4, a very short par 4. And I was just off the green and won. And then it was a little pitch that went in to make eagle. So no, that shouldn't really count. They call it a par 4, but it was drivable in 1. A lot of the holes there are like that. And now traffic's moving a little bit. Good. All right, Trafalgar Road. This is where I met William. I think his name is Burning the Tires. He was a viewer. I was making my normal Christmas trek up to Niagara to see my family, and I popped off and went to a Starbucks. No, it was at the next one, Kerr Street. And William just so happened to be at that Starbucks and recognized me. There's Oakville Place, another kind of quirky, weird mall. One with an empty Hudson's Bay former store. Not a fan of being stuck behind a truck like that. Let's get around these guys. So right after Oakville here, we'll be in Burlington. And we'll be going pretty much straight south to Niagara. I just need to follow the signs to the 420 and then get off at Stanley, and I should be able to figure it out from there. Got with me a RX bar, 12 grams of protein, 3 egg whites, 7 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. I guess this is going to be kind of my lunch. It's Bronte Road. Almost worked my way through this protein bar. Burlington downtown via Brant Street. We've got an ice cold bubbly here. I'm gonna crack this open once we start going south. Oh, I see a super chat. Alicia Lewis. I can't read it, but thank you, Alicia. And Canadian Vasily hitting a milestone. Thank you, Alicia Lewis. Thank you, Canadian Vasily. I ran into Alicia with Yoshi and Alex the other day on a live stream, making my way back from the Portlands. I was walking through the distillery, and I think they were trying to sneak past me. Happy Monday to you, Alicia. I just saw that. We are not moving very fast. This is where the Appleby GO train station is. Walker's Line, 2 kilometers. I used to get off at Walker's Line to visit my aunt and uncle. Sadly, she passed away last summer. And my cousin was just in town. They sold the house. He lives in Arizona, and my other cousin lives in Germany, and they were both flying here quite frequently when my aunt took ill. The only good thing for me to come out of that was it was nice to see them, because I rarely see them now that they live so far away. QEW, Niagara, keep left. Nickelbrook Brewing Company, exit 102. All right, so this high occupancy lane is about to end, and then soon after that we'll be turning south. right, QEW Niagara, keep left 2 lanes. That is us. I don't know if that's the best grammar in the world, but it makes sense. So this is where the QEW and the 403 branch off from one another. All right. Burlington IKEA on the right. Once I get over the Skyway, I'm gonna crack this drink open. I think we're still a good 45, 50 minutes or so away. Oh, it looks like there was a car accident just off to the right. And I try to go in the middle of the day thinking traffic might be good. Nope. It's trying to slide between the morning rush hour and the afternoon rush hour, but there's no winning. We are completely stopped. This windshield has one of the most obnoxious reflections from the dashboard I've ever seen. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Hopefully not, for your sake. All right, Burlington Skyway coming up. All right, huge thanks to everyone who has tuned in. Friendly reminder to hit that like button, or don't, subscribe or not as well. The next live stream should be either on the e-bike or 2 feet. I wouldn't dare put you through the torture of having me or watch you drive home from Niagara Falls. That'll probably be in 4 or 5 hours from now. This guy's got a weird license plate. All looks, ALLLOOKS. I'd be quite disappointed if they were not attractive. Oh, it's a dude. All right. Hopefully we're just moving pretty good from here on out. City of Hamilton. Population 570,000. Sign says Niagara Falls, 63 kilometers. Uh-oh, QEW moving slowly beyond Centennial. Maybe I'll save opening that drink. There's about a 30-minute timer from when I take a sip to when I have to go to the bathroom. I'm 44, but I have the bladder of a 90-year-old. So I'm just gonna wait to see what things look like at Centennial before I open this drink or not. Here we go, Centennial Parkway, 1 kilometer. There's that slowdown as expected. And thank you guys so much for coming along with me. No, it's not the most exhilarating of drives, but it's one I had to make, so I appreciate it. Ooh, I think we're about 40 minutes or so away. It's 1:10. I said I would be there around now. Had I left at 11:15 as planned, probably would be there very soon. St. Catharines, 43, Niagara Falls, 56, Fort Erie, that's where my brother lives, 85. All right, I think we're starting to move here. All right. Cold drink open. Get out of the passing lane. Now we're moving. And we're slowing down again. I would love to just know where these people are going. Middle of the day. used to be able to do this trip at this time of day, and you would not catch any traffic in the middle of the afternoon. You would just fly to Niagara. We are in wine country. I was in wine country the other week up in Prince Edward County. This area is arguably more famous thanks to the Niagara Escarpment for its Ontario wines. Casablanca Boulevard, 3 kilometers. Gotta love the name of that. So I'll probably be heading back tonight, and I'll just dump this car off at Enterprise tonight. No need to hang on to it. It's due back at 9 a.m. Normally I get my cars from Rome Auto, but this was very short notice. And they are in Etobicoke. So I bit the bullet and just rented this from Enterprise. It was the cheapest available car. They had cars for like $200 for the day, which is nuts. This was compact SUV, $127, but that includes tax. All I got to do is top the gas tank off, or top it up. Let's see. Grimsby 3, St. Catharines 34, Fort Erie 77. So they're not even telling us the distance to Niagara. The Niagara Gateway stop on the right. I do have orders to stop at a Tim Hortons on my way, but I think there's actually one in the hospital. Somehow we lost our sound. I guess this thing ran out of battery? Oh well. Sorry about that. Thank you for the super chat. I didn't realize we lost sound there, but thank you so much. I was just talking to myself like a fool towards the end of the stream. I thought this thing would have better battery life. I'm gonna have to look into that. But front. Can you hear me now? Somehow we lost our sound. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the peace and quiet at least. But that's the end of that experiment with that little audio device. But yeah, thank you so much. I've got to visit someone in the hospital, so that was the purpose of today's trip. Sorry I screwed up the first like half hour of the video. It took me a while to get going, and yeah, there we go, we're back. Hey, I got a super chat. Madano, $10. Thanks for the drive, Johnny. Thank you, Madano. Wasn't my best work, but I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. Huge thanks to our mods for manning the ship on this one. I really have to go to the bathroom, and I have to get running into the hospital. So I want to thank you guys so much. And Lisa says, almost feel like you're due for another sympathy super for that. It's just one of those days. It's a Monday. The rest of the week will be better. But again, thank you guys. I'll be back with a regular video tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST. Will just be regular videos for the rest of the week. But maybe I'll do a live tomorrow or the next day as well. I don't know, but I got to get running. So thank you so much, guys. Real time. I interrupt this end of the stream just to say thank you to Mike Landry. Mike Landry sent $20 for gas. Holy shit, Mike Landry. Thank you so much, Mike. And thank you to Madano for the one before that and all the other ones. All right, I'm going to sign off real now, but thank you.